Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
For some students, getting to school is a major challenge, and arriving in the classroom means running all kinds of risks. We look at various ways of solving the problem. Absenteeism always means disappointing academic results. But in some parts of Mexico, getting to school can be so difficult that it is easy to understand why pupils stay away. We look at one project which is making the journey easier.
For this family here in Leon, Mexico, having breakfast together used to be a luxury. But now it's a daily event because they have bicycles which were donated by the local government's program to school by bike. Before they had the bikes, it used to take an hour to walk to school, which is 4 kilometers away. They were often late, which meant being excluded for the day. Now, the journey takes just 20 minutes and they're usually on time. Around 150 children in rural areas have now been given bikes to help them get to school.
My mum used to wake us up at 6:30 to get dressed and go to school. It was very muddy, so sometimes we went with the milkman, but sometimes we missed him, so we had to walk through the mud.
Sometimes I had to go by foot, sometimes with the milkman, and sometimes by bus. Now that I have the bike, I get up a little later, and I arrive early.
The local authorities distributed these bicycles to several schools in remote areas, and the teachers then decided which children would benefit most.
With the bike, it's easier for them to get to school, and most of them like cycling, so they are in a better mood when they arrive. Some of them even say that cycling makes you keener to go to school.
Teachers have also noticed that the children with bicycles are in better health than they used to be. And of course, they're more often in school. And the more often they're in class, the better results they get.
We've already had requests from other people who need bicycles, so we're preparing another delivery with next year's budget so that we can continue to support these communities.
The scheme already covers children in 3 primary schools and 5 secondary schools, and it's set to be expanded.
For other students, their most difficult journey is running to catch up with the latest information and communication technologies. This next report looks at a project which has an innovative solution.
In Uganda, because of poor infrastructure and expensive electricity, only 5% of the population has internet access. So 5 years ago, the Mobile Solar Computer Classroom project was founded. It's an innovative way to break down barriers to ICT and was a WISE Award finalist in 2013. And now, this 4x4 vehicle equipped with 2 teachers, 15 laptops and 3 solar panels introduces rural schools and communities to the internet.
We started the Mobile Solar Computer Classroom in order to take these skills to communities and schools so that they can be able to use computers and, be advanced, move with the rest of the world.
Wherever it goes, the mobile solar computer classroom causes excitement.
When the local people hear about the free computer training, they come to the library, and then they learn about the library as well.
The mobile classroom uses training software specially designed to respond to different learning stages, allowing people to learn at their own speed. And the games and puzzles make the lessons enjoyable and memorable, as well as educational.
I learned how to operate a computer using its tangible parts like mouse and keyboard. I learned how to type.
Since 2008, around 20,000 students and 1,000 teachers in 55 different schools have had basic computer training. So teachers can now use the internet to research new teaching materials and to connect with schools all over the world. It's a huge transformation, and the project now hopes to install permanent computer labs in 55 Ugandan schools.
First of all, make sure that
our dream as Maendeleo Foundation is to see the mobile solar computer classroom reaching all the parts of Uganda and empowering all local libraries and schools with computer skills, and also being able to leave some computers at most of the rural schools.
And another project in Kenya is already following suit.
So it seems that getting the right wheels is vital. But take a look at this French documentary about the difficult and dangerous journeys some children undertake in order to get a good education. How about this for real determination?
This is the first time that Salome and her brother Jackson have been outside Kenya, where they belong to a Maasai tribe. So when they arrived in Paris, the exotic Jardin d'Acclimatation seemed almost like a home from home. Pascal Plisson, a French documentary maker, made a film about their lives in Kenya. Every day, the siblings have to walk across 20 kilometers of savannah to go to school. It's a journey full of obstacles and carries the risk of meeting dangerous wild animals.
Maybe an animal will be in front of you.
If there's an animal in front of you, it's better not to try and walk past, because that could put your life in danger. Once we saw an elephant in front of our house. You know, elephants can't see very well, but they can smell human beings perfectly well. And this elephant had smelled us before we even realized he was there, so we walked into him and he started chasing after us and we ran.
I wish to finish my primary level.
I want to finish primary school and go on to secondary school and then to university to become a professor.
Education. To become a professor.
Jackson and Salome are one of 4 sets of people featured in the film Sur le chemin de l'école, On the Way to School, which was premiered in Paris. All the stories in the film deal with young people who are prepared to make extreme efforts to get an education.
We came across 50 extraordinary stories of journeys and we had to choose which to film. I found these 4 stories outstanding because they are only kids, but they're really determined to go to school. The advantage they have, these kids who live at the end of the earth, is that they learn to cope on their own very early, to be courageous, to look after the young siblings, etc. They are in fact more mature than Western European kids, and they are determined to go to school because they know that with education their lives will improve.
Certainly, being determined to get to school has resulted in a life-changing journey for Salome and Jackson.
Have you ever had a difficult journey to school? As always, send us your ideas via our social media pages. But for now, it is goodbye from all the Learning World team.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.